This is it. This is it, y'all. I got a little character from a kid's drawing that I brought to life. And, you could do that with the new skeletal animation, 2D skeletal animation in Unity. I mean, it's not new, but it keeps changing. So how do we do this? How do we do this? Well, this is going to be the end product of what we're going to have in this tutorial. I had a background picture, threw it in as a background, kind of made the color a little dim so the foreground stands out. Then I had the sprite over here. That, if you look at it in the sprite editor, which when you click on the sprite, which is just a picture that I turn into a 2D sprite, click on the sprite editor, and here's where all the bones were added, right here, the skinning editor. Badunk. All right, we're going to figure out how to do that. And then we added the animation controller for it. Let's see, where there was a blend tree that we had the animation for walking or idle. So when you look at the blend tree, let's double click and look in there. It's blending for a value between -1 and 1, and it blends the animations between the three of which one it's going to play. So I just made a walk animation, and I play it in the minus direction to go backwards, then it's idle, and then plus to go forward, just using the speed. All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go over how we did all this stuff, starting now. So first things first, everything I'm going to try to use with you guys is free. So for the drawings, I went to Sketch.io, which is a pretty good drawing, 2D drawing thing, to draw a picture for my sprite. Now, when you draw the picture for your sprite, let's just make up a new image here. So here we are, step 1, we're going to draw something we could use as a sprite. So when you click a new image, I'm going to want to use the transparent background, okay? So let's see, how do we use this? Let's go to the pen mode here. We're going to use pencil actually. And right here, you can control the width of your pen stroke. All right, so let's say that that's going to be my width. And here I can pick a color. So let's pick blue here, and then I'll draw a leg. And I'll draw another leg. And then let's say, all right, here is going to be where his hips are. Now I'm leaving everything disconnected on purpose. And then he'll be wearing a shirt. Let's make it a light blue shirt. So this will be the body area here. And then for there's a little bit where the shirt has the sleeve part. And then let's pick a very dark color for the shoes and just drawing like some feet. And let's pick a color that's like a skin-like tone. Maybe like this one here. And I'll draw 2 arms. Okay, and I'll also draw hands. And then I'll just make it a narrower line. And I'll put on the fingers. Okay. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Just making some fingers on there. Then the neck. Get a neck over here. And then last but not least, we'll make a head. Let's use some fatter circle here for the head. Alright. Oops, I kind of made the neck and the head touch. Will this work for me? No. I noticed that it doesn't work. So I'll just go to the eraser and just kind of erase that. I'll just erase that and the neck. I'll just do them both over. Go back to pencil. Alright, so I have a neck. Alright, and I'll have a head. Okay, and let's make some eyeballs. So we could use this, and those are kind of too big, so let's narrow it down. Make some eyeballs here. And when I think about it, he's going to be like facing this way to walk this way like the other guy I did, so I'm probably going to have to change his foot. What color the eye is going to be? Let's make them orange. Or, okay, let's make them green then. And boop. Boop. Just looking that way, and let's have a little open mouth there. Like going, oh. Oh, and we can go some hair. So this is the part where it's just fun, you just draw a picture. Just draw a picture. And there you go, he's got some hair on him. Alright, so you don't have to be that much of an artist. You just have to draw something. So this foot over here, I said I was going to make it so that he's like going to walk this way like I have in the game that we just demoed. What was the color? It was a dark color for the shoe. Alright, so now we got a shoes. That's a basic sprite, and right now we have a lot of extra space around the sprite. Let's see if I could just crop it a little bit to just be the area of the sprite. There we go. Okay, like that. Maybe move this over, and then double click to crop. Bam. Okay, now I have my sprite that I'm going to use for this 2D animation demo, and let's export it as a PNG because a PNG has transparency. We want to maintain the transparency, so I'll call this sprite tutorial. And I'm saving it right now. I'm just going to put it on the desktop so I know where it is. Save it. And there it is. So we're kind of done with this part. Now let's take the project, and this one, I'm going to start a new project from scratch, just so you know that there's nothing in here that I put in that wasn't, so we could go over absolutely every step. So I'm going to open up a new Unity project and pick the 2D first, and then over here I'll call it 2D rigging. How about like that? And then say create, and then let Unity do its hoopala doopala. And this is what you get when you start a brand new 2D project in Unity in 2019.4. Okay, you get something like this, and this little box here, this is whatever's in the box is going to be what displays in the game. All right, so this is a 2D thing. Now I could drag my sprite in here. Boom, that's going to be my asset. And does it see it as a sprite? Yep, it sees it as a sprite. You see it could be many things. We just want to make sure it's a sprite. And then there's a sprite editor. If we go to the sprite editor, it opens up a new window, and down here we have all the different options. And one of them is the skinning editor. You may not have the skinning editor there. That's okay. Let's check and say how do you make sure you have it. In the packages, it's not showing anything. Window, package manager. So this is a listing of all the packages, and I could just see the ones that are in my project. Right now, I just made a brand new 2D project. It says I have the 2D animation package, and I can import it into the project. It's going to be 17 megs, so I'm going to import it in. I also noticed that with the 2D animation package, this says 3.2.2, but there's a little update button. Okay, let's get the latest version. Let me press the update and get that version. And now I have to import it again. Is already imported. We'll override all that. Okay, yeah. Just make sure I got the latest one. And hopefully with this latest version, nothing changed that I was expecting for when I do this tutorial. All right, so now that should be 0.2.3. Why do I still have Hourglass? It's still thinking here. It's probably reading all the scripts and stuff that were in there in the package. All right, so here we are. Assets folder. We got our sprite. And it looks like everything came in here into the samples, 2D animation. And there's all these samples. And that's great, but I don't need them because we're just going to make our demonstration. So I don't need the samples. If you want to, you could look at them. They have scenes in there and stuff. So I got the 2D animation package, and there's another thing I want, but these are officially released packages. There's another thing for inverse kinematics with 2D, but I'm gonna have to show it because it's still like a preview package. So if I change that to preview package, and then over here I'm gonna say all packages. Now the ones with checks I have, and the ones without checks I could download. So up here there's 2D IK. This is the second package I want, so let me just select it and install that too. And that's gonna let me do inverse kinematics on the bones that I put in my sprite. So it's installing. All right, good. So I have the 2D package for animation and for inverse kinematics. Those are the two things we're going to use for this demonstration. So now I'm going to click on the sprite, my sprite here that we just did in Sketch.io. And here in the inspector window, we could go to the sprite editor. So let's click that button. And when we do, it's going to open up in its own window here. So now here's a picture of the horrible drawn sprite. Let me go to the skinning editor to add the bones. So as you see here, we have the bones, the geometry, and the weights, the three things we need. So let's start off with the create bone, but I'm gonna have to select my sprite first. There we go. Now I have this red circle, and I could add a bone for the hips. And then I just click again to end that, and now I'm ready to add another bone. So I'm gonna right click to unjoin that, and then here I'm gonna have a bone for the back. And unclick, and then I'm gonna make one for the neck. Unclick, and then one for the head. There you go, unclick. Yeah, when I say unclick, I'm doing the right mouse button click. And when I start the bones, I'm doing the left. So the hips is where everything starts from. Now, what I'm going to have is something for the arms. So let me select this bone. And, no, let's select the neck better. Let's select the neck. And there's a little faded line. This is going to come from the neck bone. And it's going to go down arm. Bam. And then unclick. And then let me select this arm bone. And now I have a little highlight there. And this will just be in the hand. Bam. There we go. So once again from the neck, so let me left click on the neck, and I have a little faded line, and I'll start some more bones going down this arm. Then unclick, and click this arm, and you see now I have a faded thing from the arm to the hand. Just add a bone in the hand, and right click. Now from the hip, so click the hip, and then we're going to do the legs. Two bones down here, unclick, and let's select the leg, and from this leg we're going to have a foot. Bam, bam, unclick. Back from the hip, so click the hip, bam, 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 unclick. And from this bone, click, click, unclick. So now we have all these bones in here. And if you notice, like when I click edit bone, and I could select a bone like this one here, and there's a name and a depth. So the name, I'm just going to name the bones now. So this is going to be the hip, this is going to be the back, the neck, shoo, neck, and the head. All right, so that went up there. Now let's do this arm. Let me see, which arm is this? This is my right side over here. This is my right side of this character. So this is the right arm. So I'll just call this R, arm 1. Then I'll call this one R, arm 2. And then I'll call this R, hand. R, hand. Then on this side, this is L, arm 1, L, arm 1, L, arm 2, L, arm 2, whoopsie, L, arm 2, and then L, hand over here, L, hand. And now for the legs. This is the right leg 1, R, leg 1, R, leg 2, and then R, foot. And then on the other side, this is going to be my left leg 1, left leg 2, and then left foot. All right, so there is another property here, the depth. Now I'm going to explain the depth. Now, if you have anything that you're drawing in 2D, you kind of have to decide what draws on top of what. You know, what's in front and what's in the back. It's like pieces of paper. They can't all take up the same space. Something's going to have to be in front of something else. So the higher the number, the closer that thing is to you. That's the paper that's on top. The higher the number is the paper on top. The lower the number is the paper on the back. So let's say that this part here is like the middle. So we're going to leave these at 0. But now from the shirt and the pants, which one is going to be in the back? I think the shirt is going to be in the back. Then, no, the hip is going to be in the back, and then the shirt will be on top of the hip. So let's give that a higher number than 0, 1. Then the neck, okay, so the back is 1. So should the neck be behind the shirt? Yeah, so let's give it a lower number, 0. And then the head itself should be in front of the neck. So let's make this 1. Whew. We'll see if I got the numbers right after we do all these edits here. Now, the arms on the arm and leg on the left side, they should be further away from us, so they're going to have negative numbers here. So let's just take this and this. Oh, we can only select one at a time when we do this. So what did we got to 0, we got to 1. So 0 is the lowest number, so we have to go lower than 0. I'm going to make the legs go first. So this is 1. This one has a depth of 1. And the foot, will it be behind the pants or in front of the pants? I am going to make it behind the pants, so that's going to be 2. Sheesh. All right, so now here we're going to have, just in case the legs and the arms ever cross, we'll have the legs further. So this was 2. Let's give this a 2, a 2, and a 2. And then the hand, draw it behind there, a 3. Did I go the right way? Yeah, the numbers are getting higher. And now on this side, these will be closer than 0, 1. So 0 is the most negative. So let's go over here with -1, -1. Oh, actually, I want the shoes to be behind the pants, so this will be -2, -2. And this could be -1, so the shoes are behind the pants, -1. And then the arm, -2, -2. And then the hand is behind that, so -1. Yeah, we'll see if that all works out, right? When we get back to the picture. So now we have the bones named and depth numbered. Now we're going to, we want to generate the geometry. Basically, you see the sprite has all these different pictures, and we're going to generate a geometry for the selected pictures, generate using default settings, and boom. So what happened is for each of these, for the image of the sprite, it kind of outlined it with a mesh. Everything in Unity is going to wind up turning into a mesh if it's going to try to control it. So you can see there's little triangles around on everything. And now we're going to have to associate the bones to the sprite mesh. So I'm going to click auto weights first, and I'll just say generate, and then I think it already did it. Everything should have a little bit of a bone color. See, this is purple, and it already shaded purple. The shadings go with the bones. So yeah, when I did auto geometry, it did both. Okay, so this is good. Let me apply it. There. What's this visibility? Oh, here we can see the ordering of things. I could change the visibility of the bones from very, transparent. And what's this? This is the ordering of the weights, the color. We could do that. And all right, so we basically finished. We put the bones in and we put the weights on. So let's close the sprite editor. Now I can take my sprite, put it here in the game window, in the scene, and I'm gonna have to add some scripts to it. some of the scripts that came in the 2D animation package. I don't have to write them. So right here is 2D animation. I need the sprite skin. Bam. All right. So I got the sprite skin. And what I have to do is create bones, I think. Boom. So I just pressed the create bones button and it read all the bones that we made in the sprite editor. And I can see them over here in the picture. And let's just do a little test here to make sure the bones are working. Yep. See, when I bend the bone, the sprite bends. Okay. So that's good. And now you see the way I named all the bone structures. The hip was here, and it's supposed to be there. Now let's take these bones and move them into position because they're kind of separated apart. So let me just drag down the shirt on top of the hips. This leg over here, this leg over here. Let's put everything in position. This over here, and I can see I wanted it to be behind the shirt, and it's not. And the neck is really sticking out. Ooh, yeah, the hands are connected to the neck. Okay, and then the head there. And let's not forget the feet. Let's put the feet up on the pants. And now's when we see if those depth values are correct. See, so this one, the foot is on top of the pants on these guys. Now, if I want to fix that, I can go back to my sprite thing, find out what the pants are, make sure it goes behind it. Where's the sprite editor button again? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Oh, I gotta click the sprite. Okay. And sprite editor. So the pants are what? Let's go back to the skinning editor. The pant leg is -2, and then this foot was a -1, so should it be -3? And then that goes on top. Let's see, apply, and let's see what happened. Okay, yeah, so the more, all right, so let's get this straight. The more minus the number, the further away. The more positive the number, the closer to me. All right, knowing that, let's fix the sprite for everything. Back to the sprite editor. So let's just leave everything in the middle at 0. All right, so this is, gotta go back to the sprite editor. This is, where is it? Oh, hip is 0. The back is more negative, is further away. Yeah, the back is on top of that. The neck is 0, and this is 1. Well, I fixed this foot from being a -2, -3. How about this foot? This foot is a 1 to a 0, I guess. Yeah, the lower the number, the further away. Oh, the arms were messed up too, because this guy is a 1, or is it this guy? This guy is a 0. This is a 1, this is a 0. I want this to be further away. So this has to be a -1, -1, -1 further away. And then the hand, -2. Let's just check that. Let me just say apply and see what happened over here. Okay, so now the shirt is behind it. Oh, what's going on with the hand? I never put the hand close. Oh, yeah, the mesh drawing thing. The bones kind of, looks like they kind of, the weights. This hand bone is affecting a little bit of that. Yeah, I didn't have the best automatic weights going on. So I could fix that. Let me go back to here, sprite editor, skinning editor, and that's this hand. And I guess I could see the way orange is kind of going up and affecting that. So let's see if I pick this. I'm on the automatic weights here. If I say generate, it'll just give me what I had already. What happens if I say normalize? No. And I don't want to clear. Can I do this? Weight brush. Okay, weight brush. And I just want it to affect here. How do I do the erasing? Add and subtract. Grow and shrink. Grow and shrink? No. Darn it, man. Let's see. Weight slider. Now nothing. Oh, and it went up to there. Let's smooth. No, man. I don't know. I'll have to draw a better picture, but let's just go on with the tutorial and take what we got. All right, so we have this guy. Let's just start doing the animation. No, let's put some IK on him, because right now all we have is forward kinematics, where you're going to notice when I select the bone, I could either be on the box, which I can move it, or I could go on this part, which I could rotate the bone. All right, so I want to do a thing where I could click on the bone here, move this bone up and down, and then the rest of the bones bend. That's called inverse kinematics. So what I have to do is I have to go to the top level. This is my sprite. Let me just call him Bob. All right, and then Bob here, I'm going to have to add a, what is it? I can't remember. I think I have to add another script first for the IK. So we're going to go to, is it in the 2D animation? No, I think it's, let me find it. I can just type IK. Yeah, it's the IK manager. We're going to add that script for the IK manager. And we need an IK solver. They're basically like the handles to the IK. So I'm gonna add one on each of these feet. So let's add an IK solver, add. Now there's two different kind. If I pick limb, then it's automatically gonna go back 3 bones. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. If I pick limb. If I pick chain, then I know I have to like specify how many bones back the IK control goes. So just make it simple here. I know I have a limb with 1, 2, 3 bones. So I'm gonna pick limb. And now it's asking me for the effector and the target. So let's kind of, the IK handle, it doesn't have a visual in the scene. So let me just add a visual to it. Let me just add a little tag here. There it is. It's way up here. Let me just use the move tool to move it closer to the foot itself. Okay, so that's that. And now let me name it also. That is my left foot. So IK left foot. And that's not right. Let's a lot of extra in there. IK left foot. Let's type it like that. Yeah, so it's going to control the left foot. And that means I'll just have to take the left foot, which is right here, and drag and put that as the effector, then say create target. Bam. So you see how these 3 lit up in green? That is now my IK for that foot. Just tap into the beat. Let's do the one on this foot now. But before I put that, let me fix this foot a little bit more. All right, so we start off, I pick the top of my sprite, and here on the IK manager, I'm going to add another one. It's going to be a limb because I know I'm going to go back 3 bones. Let me give it a better name, IKR foot. Let me just have a visual for it there. There it is, and it didn't change my name. IKR foot, enter. There we go. Just move it down. Kind of put it near the foot for me so I can tell. And now associate it with the right foot. Just give it the right foot, and then let's create target. And now, 1, 2, 3, those are lit up. And I could do that. So we're going to continue. Let's do the arm. So back to Bob. Scroll down and add another one for his hand. This will be the right hand, IKR hand. Enter. Let's give it a visual. These are the hands. Let's make the hands a different color, right? Just make them blue. And let's move that kind of closer to the hand. These could be anywhere, because they're not visual, but I'm just kind of putting them close to the bone they control. So that's the right hand. Boom. Create target, and 1, 2, 3. So let's see if I move that. Oh yeah, his hand's moving like when it bends that way. It's bending that way. If I want it to bend the other way, I have to use flip. Bing, and now it'll bend the other way. So it depends. Which way do I want it to bend? I guess like that. Okay? And one more. Go back to Bob. And go ahead and add another IK for limb. And this one could be IK left hand. Enter. Okay, give it a visual. Move it. And the effector is going to be the left hand. So let's grab the left hand. Boop. And just say create. Bam. And let's see if everything bends the way we want it to. Okay, that one's bending out too. Let's flip it. Flip it. There we go. There, this poor scared guy is now all rigged up, okay? So now if you want to add some animations, we are going to have to go to open up our animation window, animation window, okay? And we have Bob selected here, and we're going to say create our first animation on Bob, and we'll call it the idle animation, and say save. So now whatever we do to Bob up here is going to be recorded if I press this red button. All right, so here at frame 000, let us just select everything. Can I do that? Bam. How do I add a key? Right here, add an event, add a filter, and what's this? Add a keyframe. Kind of want to add a keyframe here. So I got this foot and shift select. Can I shift select? Can I control select? No. I want the 2 feet. All right, if I have a foot, I add a keyframe for that. Then on this one, I'm adding that too. And I want the position of all these things right now. So this hand, I just want to add it right here. And this hand, I just want to add it. So that's all the information here at this frame 0. It's selected. I'm going to press Control C to copy it. And let's say the animation is going to be like 40th of a second. I'm going to go and press Control V. So now from here to here, it's the same thing. So now for an idle animation, all I have to do is kind of like go in the middle and just move something around a little bit. So just to show he's alive. And this should do. If I want to rotate this hand, then I could use this. And yeah, rotate his hand up a little. Okay. I'll move it up a little. Oh, right. And his head, I'm just using this. And oh gosh, all right. Let's see. Can I move his hips? No, it's moving his shirt. Well, that could work. The shirt moves, it makes him look alive. Now press play to see what it looks like. And he's kind of jerking. So let me take these again and Control C and then go here to the end. Control V, I want it to loop. Press play. Oh no, let's play the game. What I mean is press play on the animation. Pick Bob and press play on the animation. And okay, so that's his sick idle animation. Now I'll make another animation. So where is that? This is idle. I'm going to create a new clip. And this one will be like the move. And then I'll press save. So now I get it all cleared out. So when he moves, what's he going to do? Let's see, his feet are going to move. So let's pick this foot and say it's going to pick up. And this foot, it's going to be back here. So that's that frame. Then we're going to go forward a little bit. And this foot is going to come down. And this foot is going to go up. And maybe just select the foot part and bend it. Select this and bend it. Bend it. Okay. Go back to move. Okay, and just giving some... Oh, his shoulders aren't connected. That sucks. Some of the bones are not connected right. And this is very close. Oh gosh. So now since the bones aren't connected right, when I move everything, it's not holding off to the bone with it. What is going on with the shoulder? Really getting some weird stuff here. It goes like that. And let's see. Now I'm going to take in another set of time. Did this foot, like, I can't remember, so let's just see what happened here. Okay, so this foot is going to land down. Then this foot over here is going to have to slide back. So let's slide you back. That means this foot can slide forward. And this hand. This is just crazy animation in here. It's okay though. Bum, 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 bum. Like that. And then go forward some more. So this foot's going to come down. Boink. And then this one's going to come up, starting to come to the front. I'm just doing a lot of random stuff here. And then the last frame, it should be a repeat of the first one. So let's just grab it, Control C, and paste it, Control V. Oh man, it's going to look bad. Okay, there he is. He's walking. We got two animations. I'm working quickly. So here we got the idle and the move, and it's the animation controller. So now on Bob, so we could do the animations from within, a script, we need here it is, the animator. Bam, like that. But we're also going to need to write a script to control which animation he plays. So I'm going to create, well, before that, let's see what the animator looks like. So let me double click. See, right now I have the two animations I made. They're separate. But what we're going to do is we're going to take those out, and we're going to make a blend tree. So I'll say create new from blend tree, and then inside the blend tree, just double click. I'm going to have, here it is, that's the blend value. And over here, I'm going to add, where do I add it? Select this, and we're going to add some motions. So 1 motion, and 2 motion, and 3 motions. We're going to have 3 motions even though we have 2 animations. So idle is going to be in the middle. Move is going to be here in the beginning, and this move is going to go -1 to go backwards, and then this move over here is going to be +1 to go forward. All right. Now automate thresholds means that the value for blend goes from 0 up, but we don't want that. We're going to want our values to go -1 is backwards, 0 is the idle, and then 1 is forward. And enter. And this is a graphic visual of the settings we put here. All right, so you can see here's the blend value. Now watch which one animates. Right now, idle is the one that's highlighted. It's in the middle. But if I give a blend value back to -1, it's move. See how they highlight? The animations kind of play each other. They blend together based on the value going from -1 to 1. And that's good. That's what we're going to do. So we have this animator made now. So now with the Sprite having that animator on it, the Bob animator that we have, now we need a script to control it. So let's just create a new script. I could do it over here by typing in, what did I just do? This is the wrong spot. I could do it over here by right-click, create a C# script, and we'll just call it Bob control. And I lost focus. So there we go. Bob control. That's going to be the name of the script. Enter, double click. And I think because I didn't name the script at the right time, yeah, this didn't get renamed. Bob control. The name of the class and the name of the script, they have to match. If they don't match, Unity's going to choke. All right, there we go. Cut this out. The script should be kind of simple. I need a speed, so public float move speed. That's how fast he's going to move. And let's just say by default, let's say 2. And then we need a pointer to the animator, private animator, and I spelled private wrong, I know, anim equals null. Ah! Equals null. Let's spell private right. Private. And yep, things are messed up. That's extra. Boom. Gotta type a little more carefully now. Alright, so we got two variables, private, animator. Oh, I gotta give a name. Anim equals null. So in the start function that calls once when the game is gonna start, I'm gonna get a pointer to anim to equal the animator. So I have to get it from Unity. Animator. Okay. And then in the update function, private void update, I'm gonna have to read input from the horizontal axis. So I will say float h equals input dot get input dot get axis horizontal. The horizontal axis gives me values that go from -1 to 0 to 1, which is great because that's just what my blend tree is going to take. So anim dot set float, the value is called blend in the parameters, and I'll give it the h. That'll say which animation to play. So let's just check that to make sure. In my animator, it's reading the script. In my animator, yep, the variable, the parameter is called blend. Okay, so I'll pass in that blend value right here that I read from the input axis horizontal. And in case you didn't know about the input get axis, that is here from the input manager. Ooh, where do you see that? Input manager is a preference, I think. No, input manager is a project setting. All right, and here's the input manager. And here's all the axes. You see one of them is called horizontal. So that's where I'm getting the word horizontal from, to feed right here in horizontal. And I showed you where I got blend from. So this should play the animation. And then we just have to move the character. So it'll be like this, dot transform, dot translate. Which axis do we want to translate on? Vector 3, dot forward. Okay. So we're going to go forward based on the h value. Then we're going to give it a little bit of pep with some more move speed. And then we multiply by time, delta time. So that it doesn't matter how fast your computer is. It's going to keep everything at an even pace. There we go. There we go. Now, let's put that script on Bob because it's not on him yet. So let's take the Bob control and put it on Bob. All right, there's a script. And let's play and see what happens. Cross the fingers, press play, and Bob moves. He's not really moving. But if I press backward, the animation plays backward, forward. The animation plays forward. So why isn't he moving? I don't see any arrows. Is forward the right direction? Something tells me forward is not the right vector. Maybe it's to the right and the left. Save and play. Press play. And there we go. Or he can move backward. Yep. And the only other thing I had in the demo was a background image. So I could drag and drop that background picture into this project here. Voila. And then I could stick it in. Oh, oops, that didn't do it. Control Z. Close that. Drag and drop it. Yeah, there we go. Drag and drop this image in here. And now I just gotta get the scale right on stuff. So let's scale it up in the X and scale it in the Z. Is it the Z? No, it's the Y. That looks good. And now Bob's a little big, so let's scale Bob down a little bit. Let's use the scale tool. And right there's a little block in the middle. There's a little white block in the middle to scale him down to fit the pictures. Okay. And let me move him onto the road here. Where's the arrow? Ugh. There we go. Now he's on the road. So now if I press play, I've basically done everything that was in the demo thing. Wait a minute. Why am I not moving? What did I do? Ta-da! There you go. Okay. So, that's how to do a 2D sprite with skeleton and IK in Unity 2019.4. It keeps changing. I hope this one is the last one, but who knows about the IK. See you later. Wow, you made it to the end of the video. I'm so proud of you. Maybe you want to see more videos, and maybe you want to check out my website, omarvision.com, where, in the tutorial section, it's a collection of all the videos I've ever made, and these blue links are the actual projects, and the orange links under the videos are the actual assets that are used in the videos. And if you want, you could also search here, much easier, for things. If you're looking for something, you type in word and press search, and it will reduce the videos that show anything about what you just typed in. Hey, drop me a like, drop me a subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.